Alrighty, lads, we are back. This time with a trailer reaction. So, Star Wars Obi-Wan Kenobi. This is kind of shocking that they're actually going to make a TV show on it because I thought they honestly wouldn't, since there's already comic books on what happened. There's also a video game on Obi-Wan himself. I'm not joking. I used to play a shit out of Xbox, and the Xbox original had a game called Obiwan, and you played as Obi-Wan during episode 1, but also a little bit before episode 1. And that game was really fucking bad. Like, people gave it a lot of bad ratings. But the reason why is because the gameplay was really bad. Because what it was you use your thumbstick by moving around to swing your lightsaber, and that was awful. That was so fucking bad. And also, when you fought a lot of Jedi, like you fight Mace Windu, you fight Qui-Gon Jinn, it's part of like training, and you even fight Darth Maul. But even if you're a pro at the game, there was no way to like actually fight them per se. So you just end up swinging your lightsaber side to side like a jackass, and it was awful. It was an awful fucking game. But there's been a lot of Obi-Wan comic books, a lot of Obi-Wan lore. So this is kind of shocking to me that they're actually going to do a TV show. That's very odd, considering how much we have of Obi-Wan Kenobi. It's almost like too much, in my opinion. Still like Obi-Wan, love him to death, but dear God, there's a lot. So let's watch this trailer. Let's see what we can maybe pick out. Maybe we can find some juicy details, and let's see what happens. I'm gonna leave it this way because that way you can see my face at the same time, and then you have the screen.
The fight is done.
Yep. Damn,
We
boy, you got
lost.
long hair. What's he sitting next to?
Stay hidden.
The key to hunting Jedi is patience.
Oh, the Inquisitor. Oh boy, the Grand Inquisitor.
Jedi cannot help what they are.
That's pretty good.
Their compassion leaves a trail.
As Lars, yeah.
The Jedi code is like an itch. He cannot help it. Where is he?
A lot of Inquisitors, wow. God damn. How uncivilized. He's using guns. Yikes. Okay. So I'm not excited now. Yeah, this is gonna be a yikers for me. I already know people are not gonna like my opinion. I should say this now. All my reaction videos have been negative like comments. Like it's like 46% people like it. So majority of the time people don't like my opinion. So I should say that now before I say my opinion. You're probably not gonna like what I'm about to say. This is gonna be bad. I can tell already this is gonna be bad. So it's not gonna be bad as in like Obi-Wan's bad. No, Obi-Wan's great. It's great. He's watching the family. He's not getting involved. That's great. It's gonna be bad because lore-wise, it makes no sense. From episode 4, episode 5, and episode 6, when they talk about Obi-Wan, they talk about how he did nothing. He pretty much just kept his head low. And this is a part of the expanded Star Wars universe. It's no longer considered canon, but Obi-Wan pretty much did nothing except guard that family. And there was even one Darth Lord, Darth Krayt, who was really, really young, early stage before he actually became a Sith and stuff like that, where he met Obi-Wan and he was happy because he was a Jedi once. And he was like, Obi-Wan, yeah, you and I can get together. And Obi-Wan's like, no, I got a mission and you're interfering it. And he full on strikes down Darth Krayt, and Darth Krayt's like, "Wow, fuck him then. I'm gonna leave Tatooine then because I can't believe that a Jedi would betray me like that." So there was like a lot of interesting things that was going on with Obi-Wan, but he never did anything that drew suspicion. He never used a gun. He just stayed in his own little hut, watched the family, and kept literally all outsiders away from their farm. It was really interesting to see that, where he basically isolated their family, made them pretty much oblivious to everything going on around them, which I thought was really awesome. That's really unique. Now, with the new Star Wars lore, the new Disney stuff, they still have retained that to a bit, where he's pretty much just kept all the threats away from the farm, kind of isolating them. But there's one comic book in particular, I can't remember the name, don't quote me, but there was one comic book where Lars says, "Yeah, sand people were shooting at some of our robots and fucking with our moisture farm. Then all of a sudden you show up and the sand people are too scared to come near us now. You really think I'm a fucking dumbass? Like, I know, Obi-Wan, it's because of you." And he goes off on Obi-Wan. And Obi-Wan's just sitting there taking it silently. He's just looking down at it at the floor like, "Yeah, I just want to help. I'm sorry." And meanwhile, Lars is going into him like, "If you want Luke to grow up as a normal fucking boy, you leave us alone because you're gonna get him killed. He's gonna end up exactly like his dad if you keep coming in here, causing a scene for us, making us stand out. Like, there's gonna be problems." That was part of the new stuff, and it was really good. I liked it a lot. Not because someone's talking shit to Obi-Wan, but because there was some honest truth in that. It's like, you're making us stand out by protecting us from all these threats. Like, all the other farmers are dealing with sand people, all the other farmers, they're dealing with raids and shit like that. But our farm is mysteriously peaceful. Don't you think that's a little suspicious, Obi-Wan? Like, we know it's you. We know you're the reason why we're at peace, but don't you think it's a little odd? Like, that's gonna draw attention. Now with this one is gonna kind of fuck up that. And this is Disney's own lore, by the way. This isn't something that was part of George Lucas. This is new stuff. This is gonna suck. So, Star Wars Rebels, I don't know if you guys have watched it. I've watched enough of it. I didn't finish it, but I watched like most of the seasons, and it was hard to sit through. Rough. But the thing is that Darth Maul was really cool. That was really awesome to see him confront Obi-Wan. But it was much like the Darth Krayt scene I was talking about with George Lucas's expanded universe, where Obi-Wan's guarding the desert and he just sees Darth Maul ahead of time, meets him, and goes, "You're not going to go any further. I'm going to have to stop you here." And warns them, you need to leave this fucking planet, like, right now. This has all been part of the whole lore between Obi-Wan, is he's trying to keep the Empire's eyes away from Tatooine, away from it as far, far, far out as possible. All of this shit,
Jedi
where he's shooting gunfights with the Inquisitors, makes zero sense. This is going to draw so much attention. The fact that the Grand Inquisitor himself is on Tatooine, this is not Tatooine, but the fact that they're having like full shootouts and shit like that, this just draws a lot of attention. Because anywhere the Inquisitors go, Darth Vader has a very close eye on. He's always been with the Inquisitors for a very tight grip, because he's trying to make sure, for any sense of Obi-Wan Kenobi, he's looking for it. So this idea that a bunch of Inquisitors have a shootout with Obi-Wan, and like they probably don't even realize he's Obi-Wan, but the fact that there's a shootout here in probably Mos Eisley or Mos Isla is really weird. It's just, it doesn't make sense from a lore perspective. This draws a lot of attention. And usually when it comes to the Empire, like, oh, we're gonna find the Jedi, we're gonna do this, do that. Obi-Wan full on was like, no, I'm not leaving this planet. Y'all are on your own. I am not leaving this planet. For a good reason. He is really by Luke's side his whole childhood. He does not leave Luke alone. He's always watching him, always monitoring him. So all this like crazy gunfights and all this like Oh, Obi-Wan, come on, let's leave the planet, go on a fucking adventure here to Coruscant. That's gonna be a yikers. What's probably gonna happen when this Obi-Wan show comes out is it's probably not gonna really be about Obi-Wan. It's gonna probably be a lot like Geralt of Rivia from the Witcher Netflix series, where Geralt is who you're supposed to be interested in, but most of the TV show is actually about the wizards and the mages and everything else. So this is probably what Obi-Wan Kenobi, the TV show, is most likely going to be about, where 10% of it, or 50%, probably less than 50%, is actually Obi-Wan doing really crazy shit. The majority of the show is probably going to be something like this, where you're watching other characters, you're watching them travel to different cities, stuff like that. So I think this is going to be bad. I think it's going to get a lot of negative reviews, mostly because what I'm already shot calling it. I'm calling it now. What's going to happen is everyone's going to go negative reviews, just bombshell the shit at us and go, I wish Disney would just give me Obi-Wan Kenobi, but instead most of the show is actually about some other person. It's probably going to end up like that. I'm 100% certain it's going to end up like that. Because the Witcher series was exactly that, where the Witcher was like, oh yeah, we get to see Geralt of Rivia. Geralt of Rivia is only in like 5 scenes. And then the rest of it is just all fucking someone else. And some adventure is not even related to him. Yeah. His hair looks really long in this shot. Oh no. Now, what is that? What is that? I can't tell. I don't know what that is. It's not his animal. There's no way that's his animal. Yeah, it can't be that. It's got to be like, maybe that's a drink or something? I don't know. I don't know what that is. I really do not know what that is. But you can see the Lars residence right there. Farm. I do like this, where Luke is over here. He looks almost like, oh my god, he looks literally almost like Anakin in episode 1. Super sexy, if, in my opinion. You know? Anytime anyone says, oh, how sexy was Anakin in the Star Wars series, episode 1, he was the sexiest. Oof. Yikes. But yeah, see, I think this is going to be it. Judging by the trailer alone, this is probably going to be most of the TV show is like someone traveling to some weird planet, talking about some ulterior thing that's going to change the fate of the galaxy. But then the last like bits of the TV show are actually going to be about what we want, which is Obi-Wan. See, it's going to be a lot of Inquisitor bullshit. And again, this is kind of weird because like Mos Eisley does have Imperial troops in it, yes. But majority of the time, it's pretty lawless. Like, you have a lot of Hutt gang members, stuff like that. We have not seen a single gang member. These are all just normal people, which, if we were to watch episode 4, there would not be normal human people walking around. There'd be, like, banthas, there'd be weird-ass, like, Rodarians. There'd be all sorts of weird-ass aliens walking around. But this is, like, all human. Which is kind of odd. Unless, of course, this isn't Mos Eisley. It could be like Mos Esla, Mos something. There's a few towns like Anchorage. Anchorage is another town that existed in Tatooine. So, who knows, honestly. I do like that they brought the Grand Inquisitor back, because I think a lot of people forgot about him. But he was pretty interesting in Star Wars Rebels. And he was also interesting in the comic books. God, it was so interesting. Like when Darth Vader's training the Inquisitors, it was so badass. He's like, the reason why you guys can't fight a normal Jedi is because you guys fight like Jedi. You always wait for me to attack you. In order to be able to attack a Jedi, you need to learn how to attack like Sith. And it was really interesting because like the Inquisitors stood no chance against Darth Vader, and he shows them why. He's like, I'm just beating the shit out of you. And you guys are just busy like trying to block, parry, stuff like that. As a Jedi, that's great, but as a Sith, that's not what you do. Oh man. It was such a badass moment. But yeah, I really do think this is not gonna work out. This is probably gonna end up a little bad. I'll still watch it. No issues really. I'll just watch it. Because hopefully it's like The Mandalorian where it's really, really good. But I really am scared here when I see that a good half of the trailer is about other people. And it's about other things, what's going on. And I already know you're probably going to hit the dislike button down below on my video right now because you probably don't like my opinion, but that's probably what's going to happen. But hey, you know, we can look at my track record, and I've been right most of the time. Like I said, Cyberpunk 2077 was going to be a fucking awful game that's going to be terrible. I said Outer Worlds was going to be pretty bad. Oh my god, there was so much shit that I've called out that said was going to be bad, and then sure enough, it's bad. And everyone's like, oh man, you're just a dumbass, Freezer 700. You're a fucking moron. You don't know what the fuck you're talking about. And then it comes out, and it turns out I'm right, and no one says anything. They're like, I don't know who Freezer 700 is. I don't know what he's talking about. It's like, yeah, right. You're just mad because I'm right, fuckers. So this is going to be about it. There wasn't really too much to glean from this. Other than, you know, people walking up to the Empire guys, hoping to die for whatever fuck. This is the symbol of the New Republic. That's the symbol of the New Republic. A little like crescent. Obi-Wan here shooting at some bounty hunters. Don't know why. Again, it's just really odd. I think they got it wrong though when people said that they wanted more Obi-Wan. I don't think that they wanted this. They didn't want an action-packed series. They wanted something more personal, like maybe Obi-Wan walking through the desert, dealing with his PTSD, dealing with the fact that like everywhere he looks, he just sees Anakin. Like he'll be sitting there at a little campfire, burning like some mole rat or some sort of animal. And as he's looking at its flesh like get charred, he just thinks of a flashback of Anakin burning, and he's sitting there like, I'm not hungry. And he just puts out the fire, and then he goes on his way. Like that would have been an interesting Obi-Wan to watch. An Obi-Wan who's dealing with these conflicting ideas where he's communing with the dead Jedi Qui-Gon Jinn, and he's communing with him, and he's like, Master, I really failed. And he's dealing with this issue where he's like, Yoda says I should watch after the boy, but I couldn't watch after his father. His father failed. Like, this would be a good Obi-Wan story to go down, is where he's dealing with like Liam Neeson, bring Liam Neeson into it. So he's like Qui-Gon Jinn in ghost form, and he just keeps talking to Obi-Wan. He's like, you have much to learn, Obi-Wan, but you did everything right according to the Force. There were some things that even I as a master could not help with training and stuff like that. That would be very interesting. That would be more interesting, more intimate details to go into, more interesting storyline to explore. But this I can tell you already is not going to be what anyone wants. Just some crazy action-packed scene that makes no fucking sense. Because then we're going to watch Star Wars A New Hope, and we're going to be like, oh, why did the Empire not realize that Obi-Wan was on there when they had like 20 guys decapitated from a lightsaber wounds? 2 Inquisitors got their ass kicked by a guy with a blue lightsaber. Bounty hunters got shot with pinpoint precision from a fucking like almost Jedi-like reflexes. I wonder how all this didn't do it. So it's just gonna make the Empire look stupid. It's gonna make Darth Vader look like a dumbass. Essentially, is what this is all gonna do. That's not good. That is not good. But besides, has been Free 700. I'm out. I hope you guys enjoyed. I hope you guys disagree hella hard, as you always do, and then end up turning out that I'm right again. Besides, that has been Free 700. I'm out.